Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, Bashem, Rakakakadash. Double and said apostles of great millstone taught me the truth. And blessings to all you sincere livers out there pushing the truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. And also blessings to you few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. Alright, I got the brother Makala here with me. Alright, and we just gonna pretty much, it's a read-along lesson, man. You know, it was the king of Assyria, right? It was pretty much talking against the Most High, blasphemy. It's pretty much just a read-along. You know, we're gonna go through it and speak on certain things. And that's pretty much it. Without further ado, go ahead, bro.
Start at Isaiah chapter 36, start at verse 12. Rabshakeh said, "Hath my master sent me to thy master, and to thee to speak these words?"
Khan. So Rabshakeh was the servant of the king of Assyria. All right. So he sent, you know, the king sends messengers. So this is the message that he sent to Israel. All right. Go ahead.
Hath he not sent me to the men that sit upon the wall, that they may eat of their own dung and drink their own piss with you?
So that's what he said, you know, and that's a form of you know, humility, you know, eating your own dung and drinking your own piss with you. You know, that's a form of saying, you know, you're gonna be conquered, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13. Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language, and said, "Hear ye the words of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you."
So that's the king, I believe the king of Judah. All right, Hezekiah, the king over Judah. He telling, you know, this servant from Assyria. He's telling, you know, the people of Israel, don't let your king, you know, pretty much fool you. You know, he not gonna be able to deliver you. You know, because that's what the king is supposed to let the people know, like, yo, everything's gonna be okay, everything gonna be all right. You know, our God gonna save us. You know, he's telling them, like, don't let Hezekiah fool you. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord Yahawah.
Yep, and pretty much it said Lord, so it said Yahawah, exactly. So they knew the name of the Lord, because Mishi Stele, the Moabite stone, it has the name of the Most High in there. All right, so they knew the name. So, like, don't let Yahawah fool you. So, you know, they knew the name of the Most High, man. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in Yahawah, saying, Yahawah will surely deliver us. This city shall not be delivered this city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me by present.
Present, you know, so, you know, an offering, that's what you do, you know, to gods. You know, you bring forth gifts, and you offer, you know, make an agreement. You know, that's what they was telling Israel, right? The Israelites at that time, make an agreement, bring a present. All right, go ahead.
And come out to me and eat.
So surrender, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
And every one of his fig tree. Oh wait, I skipped some. With me by present, and come out to me, and eat ye every one of his vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the waters of his own cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards.
Yeah, so that's the pride of that king. You know, he said, I'm gonna take you from this land, you know, like your own land, you know, a land full of resources, and I'll take you to another land, you know. So he pretty much, you know, he want Israel to serve him, you know, speaking against the Most High, saying he ain't gonna deliver you. I'm gonna take, don't the Most High always say, I shall put Israel in their own land? Like, so he trying to be like the Most High, you know, he trying to be Lord over them, you know. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Beware lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, Yahawah will deliver us. Hath any of the gods of the nations delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria?
Because he pretty much had to be the ruling empire at the time, and that through that pride he was conquering all these other regions, and he was, calling their names. He was calling on the names of those gods, and it's like, have they delivered you? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Where are the gods of Hamath and Irfad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim? And have they delivered Samaria out of my hand?
So he gave an example. Like, look what I did to them, the Sumerians. Have their God delivered them out of my hand? Go ahead.
Verse 20. Where are they among all the gods of the lands that have delivered their land out of my hand?
So that was an empire. Because the ruling empire, they pretty much controlled the known world at that time. So he pretty much conquered all the known lands. Where are the gods of these lands? Where are they? So he let them know, Israel, don't let Hezekiah, your king, fool you. Don't let him convince you into believing Yahweh. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Who are they among all the gods of the land of these lands that have delivered their land out of my hand, that Yahweh should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand? But they held their peace and answered him not a word. For the king's commandment was, saying, answer him not.
So Hezekiah told him to answer him not. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Then Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, that was over the household, and Shebna, the scribe, and Joah, the son of Asaph, the recorder.
So they had scribes and recorders, and the Bible, supports itself. He said he had scribes and recorders. You go into there were recorders, someone to bring something into remembrance. The scribes were pretty much the people that kept the writings of the law and whatnot. So there was always people around documenting these things. Go show you the Bible is it always supports itself. Go ahead.
Asaph, the recorder, Hezekiah, with their clothes rent, and told him the words of Rabshakeh.
So they went to Hezekiah, the king, and told him the words of Rabshakeh, the servant of the king of Assyria, and told the king what he said, the message. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 37, verse 1. And it came to pass, when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth, and went into the house of Yahweh. And he sent Eliakim, who was over the household, and Shebna, the scribe, and the elders of the priests covered with sackcloth, unto Isaiah the prophet.
So the king, you can see here, the king is sending servants unto the prophet. Go show you the position of a prophet. A prophet is the highest level that you can get, being a prophet. You the oracle of the Most High. See how the king Hezekiah had to send people to Isaiah to get information, like, yo, go to Isaiah and go ask him what shall we do. Go ahead.
And unto Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos. Verse 3. And they said unto him, thus saith Hezekiah, this day is a day of trouble, and of rebuke, and of blasphemy. For the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth. It may be, the Lord Yahweh, thy power will hear the words of Rabshakeh.
So maybe the Lord will hear the words that Rabshakeh, the servant of the king of Assyria, spoke. Go ahead.
Whom the king of Assyria, his master, have sent to reproach the living power.
So he was sent to reproach the Most High, bro. All right, that's what he was sent to do, to talk against the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And will reprove the words which Yahweh thy power have heard. Wherefore lift up thy prayer for the remnant that is left. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah. And Isaiah said unto them, thus shall ye say unto your master, thus saith Yahweh, be not afraid of.
So Isaiah says, this is what you shall say to Hezekiah, your king. Let him know. Be not afraid. Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh, be not afraid of the words that thou hast heard, wherewith the servant of servants of the king of Assyria have blasphemed him.
Blasphemy the Most High, man. Speaking against the Most High. That sound like Esau Edom today, man. He shall speak great words against the Most High. Blasphemy. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 7. Behold, I will send a blast upon him, and he shall hear a rumor and return to his own land. And I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land.
Yep, so that's what the Lord said. I'm going to cause this king to fall by the sword in his own land. Go ahead.
So Rabshakeh returned and found the king of Assyria wearying against Libnah, for he had heard...
Warring, I think.
Warring, yeah, kind of. Warring, it's like a warring against Libnah, for he had heard that he was departed from Lachish. And he heard saying concerning Tirhakah, king of Ethiopia, he is come forth to make war with thee. And when he heard it, he sent messengers to Hezekiah, saying, verse 10, thus shall ye speak to Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, let not thy power, whom thou trustest, deceive thee.
So let not the words that Isaiah spoke from your God, Yahweh, don't let them words deceive you. Go ahead.
Saying, Jerusalem shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria.
So he pretty much saying, don't listen to the Most High. You know, don't listen to him. You know what I mean? That's proud. That's blasphemy, bro. You know, go ahead.
Verse 11. Behold, thou hast heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all the lands by destroying them utterly.
And that's where men get that pride from. You know, they get their pride, bro, what they've done, what they conquered. You know, until they, you know, meet the Most High, and the Most High just humble them down. You know, that's what them king. That's why Esau Edom feels the way he does. You know, like, you know, who can deliver thee out of my hands? You know, who can come up against me? And that gives a man pride. You know, go ahead.
And shalt thou be delivered? Verse 12. Have the gods of the nations delivered them, which my fathers have destroyed, as Gozan and Haran and Rezeph and the children of Eden, which were in Telassar. Verse 13. Where is the king of Hamath and the king of Arphad and the king of the city of Sepharvaim, and Hena and Iva. Verse 14. And Hezekiah received the letter from the hand of the messengers and read it. And Hezekiah went up unto the house of Yahweh and spread it before Yahweh.
So he went to the house of the Lord, to the altar, and spread it. You know, look what this man is saying against you. So this is pretty much the king's letter to the Most High, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. Hezekiah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh, saying, O Yahweh of hosts, power of Israel, that dwellest between the cherubims, that art the Most High, even thou alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth. Thou hast made heaven and earth. Verse 17. Incline thine ear, O Yahweh, and hear. Open thine eyes, O Yahweh, and see, and hear all the words of Sennacherib.
Yep. Let me see where it's at. Yeah, Sennacherib. Yeah, the king of Assyria, man. All right, and we got that displayed in there. So Sennacherib is the one to the left, and his god that he worshipped is the one on the right hand corner of the screen, man. You know, he's like a half bird, half man. All right, but the king of Assyria is the big picture in the back. It's Sennacherib. Go ahead.
Hear all the words of Sennacherib, which have sent to reproach the living power. Verse 18. Of a truth, Yahweh, the kings of Assyria have laid waste all the nations in their countries.
So he's saying of a truth. You know, the king of Assyria, yeah, he waylaced all these nations. He waylaced all these countries. That is true. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And has cast their gods into the fire.
What?
For they were no gods, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why he was able to accomplish that, man. Because they were no gods. These idols that were set up, Well, of course, you're gonna be able to take a stone and throw it in the fire, or a piece of wood that's been a graven image, and throw into the fire. Those aren't real gods, man. All right, so the king of Assyria, he's just prideful. Go ahead.
Therefore, they have destroyed them. Verse 20. Now, therefore, O Yahweh, our power, save us from his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that thou art Yahweh, even thou only.
Right, and that's usually what the Most High does, man. He have to show his power, reveal himself, man. We pretty much see that happening in these last days. Because everybody think, the God of Israel, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, y'all finished, y'all done. Because Esau, Edom getting ready to come again, man. And pretty much try to come up against, the nation of Israel. But Esau gonna find out, hey, the Lord he's gonna reveal himself. All right, that there is a God, all right, with us. Because all the other nations have their gods. So the Lord's gonna show that, man. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Then Isaiah, the son of Amos, sent unto Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, whereas thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria. Verse 22. This is the word which Yahweh hath spoken concerning him. The virgin, the daughter of Zion, hath despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee. Verse 23. Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? And against whom hast thou exalted thy voice?
Yep, so the Most High pretty much talking crap back to him, like, the daughters of Zion have shaken their head at you, so have the daughters of Jerusalem. And who is this that, you desire to speak? So the Most High, talking back to him, like, man, like, pretty much trash talking him, Go ahead.
Verse 23. Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? Against whom hast thou exalted thy voice and lifted up thine eyes on high?
So you lifted up your voice against me and lifted your eyes on high. The Most High, that's how he is, bro. Jacob Jakes, he's spitting right now. Go ahead.
Even against the Holy One of Israel.
Okay.
Verse 24. By thy servants hast thou reproached the Lord, and hast said, by the multitude of my chariots am I come up to the height of the mountains, to the sides of Lebanon, and I will cut down the tall cedars thereof, and the choice fir trees thereof, and I will enter into the height of his border, in the forest of Carmel, of his Carmel. Verse 25. I have digged and drunk water.
That's what he's saying. Dig and drunk water. Go ahead.
And with the sole of my feet have I dried up the rivers of the besieged places.
Yep. So hey, that's like you walking, right? And your feet just soak up the water. This water on the ground, your feet done. So you pretty much, you done sucked up everything. You done besieged cities. You done dig water and drunk. Like pretty much, the power's in your hand. Like you consumed everything. Go ahead.
Verse 26. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass that thou shouldest be to lay waste the fenced, that thou shouldest be to lay waste the fenced cities into ruinous heaps.
So the Most High saying, you ain't heard, what I've done. You haven't heard his power that you seek to come up against. You ain't read. I've spoken and it happened. You speaking against me. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Therefore their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded, and they were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops, and as a corn blasted before it grew up. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me.
So the Most High knows, your rage that you got against me, all the words you spoke. Go ahead.
Verse 29. because thy rage against me and thy tumult is come up into my ears.
Well, I heard, Most High's hearing all this stuff that this king is speaking, man. Somebody's always constantly talking stuff about you and then you eventually approach them. Man, look, what's all this stuff you're talking, you're saying? I've heard it. It's being addressed now. Go ahead.
Therefore will I put my hook in thy nose, and my bridle in thy lips.
Yep.
And I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest. And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such as groweth of itself. In the second year that which springeth of the same. In the third year sow ye and reap and plant vineyards and eat the fruit thereof.
Yeah.
Verse 31. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward.
Yeah.
But out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they shall escape out of Mount Zion.
Okay.
The zeal of Yahweh of hosts shall do this.
Yeah.
Therefore thus saith Yahweh concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there.
Yeah, so the Lord is saying,
Damn.
You ain't gonna come into this city, you ain't gonna shoot no arrow here. Like, cause this nigga literally is like going back and forth with the Most High. Like, you ain't gonna do none of that shit you talking about, man. Go ahead.
He shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shields, nor cast a bank against it. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into the city, saith Yahweh.
Okay.
Verse 35, for I will defend this city to save it for mine own sake.
Exactly, man. And the city is a people first, before it's a place. So that can go until today, man. Wherever Israel is, the Most High, he's going to defend that city. Go ahead.
And for my servant David's sake.
For his servant David's sake, Go ahead.
Verse 36, then the angel of Yahweh went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000.
So the Lord fought, man. The angel of the Lord, like, we didn't have to do nothing. Angel of the Lord went through and just smote his men. Go ahead.
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
All dead corpses. The angel of the Lord went through and slew. Go ahead. This is the point right here. Good point.
Verse 37. So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt at Nineveh.
Okay.
And it came to pass, as he was worshiping in the house of
Nisroch. All right, and we got Nisroch, a picture of him in the right-hand corner, and Sennacherib on the left side. Right, so he was in there on the altar worshiping his god, Nisroch. Go ahead.
Yeah, 38.
Which is nothing but a demon, anyways. Dude had half of a bird, and he's worshiping a demon, man. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 37 and 38. And it came to pass, as he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Adrammelech and Sherezer, his son, smote him with the sword. Damn.
Yeah.
And they escaped into the land of Armenia, and Esau had done. His son reigned in his stead.
So the Lord sent the angels, smote all his men, his army, and then he sent his two sons to assassinate him while he was worshiping his god Nisroch. And that's all happened because he spoke against the Heavenly Father, man. So, it's an easy thing for the Lord to bring down a nation, man. It's easy. Just show you the characteristics of the Lord and, things that happen and things transpired. Yeah, man, the war, that was clutch, bro. The angel was up there having that council. Well, I'll do this. Well, I'm gonna put the spirit on his two sons to slay him. Like, that dude was marked. You know, show you how little these kings and these nations are to the Lord, man. You know, they're men. You know, these nations get prideful with with what they can do and what they can conquer, but they at the end of the day they're just men, man. The Lord ruleth, right? And you can't, they can't be prideful and blaspheme the Lord. But Esau does that every day, man. With his GMOs, oh, you saying the Lord made this wrong? Well, let me make it this way. Or, speaking proud against the Most High, man, blaspheming against the Heavenly Father, right? So that's pretty much it, man. With that, I say Shalom.